President-elect Donald Trump reportedly plans to reinstate and expand his earlier ban on transgender individuals serving in the U.S. military. UK newspaper The Times reported, citing unnamed defense sources, that Trump was considering an executive order to discharge an estimated 15,000 transgender service members. However, Trump's transition team dismissed that decision. Caroline Leavitt, the Trump-Vance transition spokeswoman, said, "These unnamed sources are speculating and have no idea what they are actually talking about. No decisions on this issue have been made. No policy should ever be deemed official unless it comes directly from President Trump or his authorized spokespeople." But Trump promises to double down on what he calls the fight against wokeness in the armed forces. He once said, "You can't win wars with a woke military." With the landslide win of the 2024 election, as the next commander-in-chief, he vows to end wokeness in the military.
With the military, we're ending woke immediately. You know, I ended woke, totally. And then in their first week, they reestablished it. It's crazy. They pay instructors hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It literally, they want our military to be woke.
So what does this mean for the military, its readiness, and America's defense strategy? Before 2016, U.S. military policy largely banned transgender individuals from enlisting. In 2016, the Obama administration revised this policy, permitting transgender individuals, including those with gender dysphoria, to serve without restrictions. After a thorough review, the Pentagon, under Defense Secretary James Mattis, adjusted the policy at the time. It blocked people actively experiencing gender dysphoria or those with a recent history of the condition from serving in the military, but allowed all other qualified individuals to serve. Despite this measured approach, many on the left and in the media inaccurately labeled the change as a transgender ban. In reality, it was a carefully considered decision aimed at safeguarding the readiness and effectiveness of America's military forces, rather than prioritizing social experiments within the armed forces. In 2017, President Trump banned transgender service members in the military, initiated by the Obama administration in 2016. After consultation with my generals and military experts, please be advised that the United States government will not accept or allow transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. Our military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical costs and disruption that transgender in the military would entail. However, President Joe Biden reversed the ban when he took the White House in 2021. Trump is right. Look at these woke individuals. Can you imagine that they can defeat our enemy in the front lines? Do you support these individuals to serve in our mighty armed forces? Here is our general, Woman of the Year. What a joke. The Heritage Foundation calls out the transgenderism in the armed forces, saying it weakens our military. The conservative think tank cited the Pentagon's studies to justify the ban. The facts show that thrusting individuals with gender dysphoria into a stressful military environment would have devastating consequences. Department of Defense report and recommendations on military service by transgender persons, published in February 2018, uncovered several striking findings from medical experts. Service members with gender dysphoria are 8 times more likely to attempt suicide than service members as a whole, 12% versus 1.5%. These individuals are 9 times more likely to have mental health encounters than the service member population as a whole, 28.1 average encounters versus 2.7. Individuals with gender dysphoria experience severe anxiety, between 8 and 9 times the rate of individuals without gender dysphoria. Transgender persons with gender dysphoria suffer from high rates of mental health conditions such as anxiety, depression, and substance use disorders. Donald Trump's justification for the 2017 ban on transgender individuals serving in the military primarily revolved around concerns regarding military readiness, medical costs, and disruption to military operations. Trump asserted that the military must concentrate on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened by the presence of transgender individuals. He claimed that allowing transgender service members would disrupt military operations and readiness, stating that the military should not be distracted by issues related to gender identity. One of the central points raised by Trump was the tremendous medical costs associated with transgender service members. He argued that accommodating their medical needs, including gender-affirming surgeries and ongoing health care, would impose significant financial burdens on the military. The administration suggested that integrating transgender individuals into military units could undermine unit cohesion and effectiveness. Trump's team claimed that the presence of transgender personnel could lead to complications within units, affecting morale and operational efficiency. Trump's policy effectively reverted to pre-2016 regulations, which had prohibited openly transgender individuals from serving in the military. His administration claimed this return was necessary until a sufficient basis could be established to support an inclusive policy without negative repercussions. Trump's possible ban on transgender in the military exemplified his larger vision for a disciplined, combat-ready force free from progressive ideologies, including divisive policies like critical race theory, CRT, and diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, initiatives. His base has rallied around his promise to restore traditional military values. In his speeches, Trump frequently criticizes these initiatives and the influence of progressive ideologies on military discipline. Trump's critiques on wokeism in armed forces echo sentiments from his nominee for next Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth. In his book, The War on Warriors, Pete Hegseth reveals wokeism and the military. In the chapter, Cowboys Led by Cowards, he emphasizes what matters are principles, courageous leadership, and focus on readiness, not race, gender, or outside activities. When asked about these woke generals, Pete Hegseth said, "There is a compromised general class that is obsessed with serving their political masters, preserving their career, and looking at their next career step. As a result, they have been willing to peddle, push, and promote dangerous ideologies. They must know in their heart of hearts these go against what should be a standards and merits-based organization where people should be held accountable. They have become a part of the system that pushes CRT, genderism, DEI, or environmental nonsense that I outline in the book." In the book, Hegseth recommended that the next commander-in-chief will need to clean house. Donald Trump's transgender military ban serves as a focal point in his campaign against woke culture in the military, framing his policies as a return to traditional values and military excellence. What do you think? Should the military focus solely on readiness, or is inclusivity a strength in itself? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into America's most pressing debates.